Hey guys, and welcome back to another Skyrim mods showcase. This time, I'll be doing another special theme video, and for today, it's all about enhancing the dragon fighting experience. If you're a long-time Skyrim player, you know that dragons are supposed to be somewhat the main event, but it gets boring killing dragons in the late game, making it tedious fighting them. Today, I'll be helping you guys to improve your dragon slaying experience in Skyrim with mods. And yes, all of these mods works together. Anyways, let's get right into the video. The first few mods I want to cover are mods that changes how dragons look. I mean, no offense to Bethesda or whoever made the dragon textures, but we can all agree that at this day and age, it's no secret that the vanilla dragon textures look outdated. Lucky for us, there are a bunch of amazing mods that can fix this. House of the Dragon and Game of Thrones dragons. A dragon texture replacer mod that makes dragons 100 times better than the original. What better reference for dragons than the dragons seen in Game of Thrones and the House of the Dragon? The new textures makes the dragon look formidable, mythical creatures that you should definitely not mess with. After 1,000 times replaying Skyrim, we will eventually get bored encountering these dragons. But with this mod, it's now refreshing encountering dragons while adventuring, as these dragons will give that visual thrill and epicness when you're up against one. Additionally, I recommend to only get the textures only version, as we will be only using the textures to replace vanilla Skyrim's dragons instead of adding new dragons to the game. This is where Game of the Thrones dragons and House of the Dragons clean and upscale textures comes in. This mod will make the textures high quality. At the same time, the mod can help increase in performance compared to the original textures that Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons mod came with. I would also recommend Drogon, Alduin, Monstrrous Game of the Thrones dragons to fully replace how Alduin looks. I honestly think that the Drogon edit makes Alduin 100 times more terrifying when facing him to battle as the final boss. The author has done some personal changes to Drogon's skin, such as adding new glow maps, eyes, and Alduin's wings will now glow in the dark, and a few more tweaks here and there. The mod also comes with two different choices of textures for Alduin, the Monstrrous Red and Night Black for those who prefer a more vanilla look of a darker Alduin. Lucky for us, the author has also made a Paarthurnax replacer using Rhaegal's textures found in Game of Thrones dragons. Rhaegal Paarthurnax, Monstrrous Game of Thrones dragons. Same as the Alduin's texture replacer, the author has done a number of tweaks to make Paarthurnax more unique. Paarthurnax's eyes and wings will glow in the dark, and his skin will look less blue and more green during the day. I honestly think that the textures fits Paarthurnax really well, and I highly recommend for you to try it out. Now we got the textures and models out of the way, we can now focus on the fun part, the dragon gameplay overhauls. Before we move on, this video is brought to you by Instant Gaming, the place to go for discounted games. Have you always wanted to get your hands on Skyrim Anniversary Edition, Skyrim VR, or any other Bethesda games but haven't had the cash for the full price? Well, look no further. Instant Gaming offers sweet discounts on a ton of games for PC and consoles. To show you how easy it is, I'll do a quick live demo of me buying Morrowind. All you gotta do is sign up, search for Morrowind, add it to your cart, and then either enter your card details or use PayPal for extra security. Once you have done that, just enter the code on Steam and you're good to go. These are affiliate links which don't cost you any more, but it helps the channel out. Playing Skyrim ever since made me realize that dragon fights are very dull as we progress further in the story. Vanilla dragons are just plain boring. Either your character is too powerful or the dragons are just repetitive in general, when dragons were supposed to be one of the main selling points of Skyrim. This is where our first mod for the core or gameplay mods comes in, Chaos Dragon Overhaul 2. This mod overhauls the dragon combat and difficulty of the vanilla dragons we encounter in Tamriel. creating new, interesting, and intense challenges when facing these terrifying creatures. Now, let me explain some of the mod's main features. Improved AI and gameplay. Dragons will no longer get injured at 35% health or below, but instead they now get injured break. What I mean is that when dragon stamina or magicka reaches 0%, there will be different adverse effect on the dragon. In layman's terms, they basically will get a debuff. For the physical break, when dragons reach 0% stamina, dragons won't be able to fly. They are also knocked down for 10 to 15 seconds and will receive 100% more damage. For magicka break, it's basically the same thing, but this time for magic attacks. So instead of using physical weapons, magic attacks drains the dragon's magicka stamina. The dragons you encounter will now also have their own preferred combat styles. Some may want to fight more in the air, while other dragons would prefer fighting on the ground. This honestly makes fighting these dragons a lot more challenging, and in each situation, you'll need to have a strategy in taking the dragons out. New death behavior has been also added. Killing dragons that are currently flying will no longer be forced to land and play their default death animation. Instead, once the dragons reach 0 HP, they will now ragdoll in the air. And for dragons that gets killed on the ground, a random death animations will be played instead. There are plenty more features such as new dragon random encounters, a new soul absorb mechanic, and even dragons having additional shouts. You are even allowed to customize the difficulty through the mod's MCM menu, which to be honest is a big plus. You can change the health, damage, magic resistance, and a lot more. Additionally, to have a more diverse sets of dragons, I recommend getting Diverse Dragons Collection, a mod that adds 28 leveled enemy dragons seamlessly into the game. Each dragons will have their own unique sets of skills, breath attacks, and even ranks. These dragons also comes with their own unique visual effects. For example, the Lunar Dragon and the Necromantic Dragon, all with their own unique visual effects. Now, having both KS Dragon Overhaul 2 and Diverse Dragons, you'll definitely have a more challenging and unique experience facing these creatures. Next, we have Dragons Use Thu'um. This mod basically adds a variety of new shouts for all the dragons you encounter. These shouts are fully voiced and immersive. It would only make sense that the Dragonborn can understand what the dragons are saying. I mean, you basically can speak their tongue and even read word walls. In fact, you can even understand Alduin. Of course, having this mod means fighting dragons are even more challenging on top of the other mods I introduced earlier. However, this mod comes with an MCM menu, which gives you the option to pick and choose any shouts you want for any dragons. If you want Alduin to have more than 2 shouts, you can easily change it to your liking. And that's basically it for our core dragon mods. However, there are still few missing pieces in order to have the best dragon overhaul. And one of those are the animations. I'll be tackling 2 animation mods that I recommend you to try out. First, we have a recently released mod called the Dragon Combat Animations, or also known as DCA. DCA completely revamps vanilla dragon attacks with an array of new, visually stunning animations, such as the frontal 2-bite attack, right wing attack, frontal wing 2-bite attack, left wing attack, and even a tail attack. These diverse attacks are what dragons can now unleash when you're facing them. The unpredictability of these attacks adds a layer of challenge to the dragon encounters, making each battle a unique and thrilling experience. And lastly, another great animation mod currently available is Creatures Preview. This mod not only adds new dragon animations, but for other creatures as well. But today, we'll be focusing on the animations for dragons. You'll basically have a few new animations like a double back tail, side attack, and even an animation that lets the dragon charge on you. Having these mods so far will definitely change the way you play against these dragons, which overall gives it a more challenging and fun experience. I'll now be sharing a few more interesting additions to have an even more epic battle with dragons. These mods will be mods that focuses on the visuals and sound effects of dragons. Majestic dragons, larger in immersive proportions. This mod is exactly what the title of the mod says. Compared to the vanilla game, where dragons appear noticeably smaller, this mod dramatically enhances their physical appearance, granting them bigger bodies, expansive wings, and even bigger tails. The transformation is remarkable, completely altering the atmosphere when encountering these magnificent yet fearsome creatures. This mod adds a significant layer of intimidation and awe to dragons. Furthermore, it's compatible with the dragon combat mods and retextures, overall offering seamless integration with the other dragon-related mods I introduced today. Cannot also forget about the Dragon Breath VFX edit, the best dragon breath visual retexture in my opinion. The mod changes the fire and frost breath visual effects. When a dragon uses its fire breath, you'll see fire particles floating around. The same thing happens when a dragon uses its frost breath. Not only you'll be able to see new particles, but whenever a dragon uses its breath attack, you'll also see a large amount of smoke around the flame or frost attack. Honestly, this mod makes the battle feel more immersive and epic in a way. Lastly, we have a mod that's just as important as the others I've mentioned. Dragon Sounds Rework. It just doesn't make sense to have all these epic mods and then have a subpar dragon sound quality. For me, having a visually stunning game with poor audio effects can ruin the entire experience. Fortunately, we have talented mod authors who can modify almost anything we see or hear in game. And this mod is no exception. It's designed to make everything sound more modern and epic. So here's a quick comparison between the vanilla game and the modded version. And there you have it, a complete dragon overhaul for all of you to try out. All the mods showcased here are compatible and will form the foundation of my upcoming Elder Gleam Ultimate mod list. I sincerely hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please consider leaving a like, sharing your thoughts in the comments section, and subscribing to the channel. I look forward to seeing you all again. Stay safe and have a wonderful modding experience.